Hello everyone, welcome back. So in previous video, we have completed up to level 4. If you have not watched the video yet, please go and watch that video first so that you will be clear with the rules and what have happened up to here. I will add the link in the description below and also you can click on the I button above. So today we will start with level 5. In the previous video, we have completed up to level 4. So let's start with level 5. Okay. So here we can see that uh, we can first capture the rook using our queen, then we can capture the pawn using our queen, and then the knight can capture the queen, then again the knight can capture the second queen at b3, and then the knight can capture the knight itself. So let's do this. We captured the rook, then we'll capture the pawn, then the knight will capture the queen. Again, the knight will capture the queen, and finally, the knight will capture the knight, and we won. Okay, so here we can see that if we move this knight at b1, then this knight will have no place to go further. So we cannot do this. There is only one way, that this knight have to capture the knight at d2, and then this will capture again the pawn at f1, and then finally the bishop at b5 will capture the knight at f1, and finally the bishop at h3 will capture the bishop at f1, and then finally our king will capture the bishop and we won the game. So let's do this. First we will capture the knight, then we'll capture the pawn, then we'll capture the knight with the bishop, and then finally the bishop with the bishop, and finally the bishop with the king. Okay, so you can see level 5 is easier as well. So let's go to level 6. Okay, so here we can plan to first capture the pawn using this knight, and then again the pawn at a3 using the knight, and then the knight using the knight at g2, and then finally the knight at b1, then finally the knight with the queen, and then finally this queen with the queen at d3, and we won the game. So let's do this instead. Okay, so first we'll capture the pawn, then we'll capture the pawn again, then we'll capture the knight with the knight, then finally again knight, and then we'll capture the knight with the queen, then finally the queen with the queen. So we completed the level. So let's move to level 7 now. So here we have a knight at b6, and we have a rook at d4. So first let's plan how we can complete this puzzle. Okay, so we can plan to capture this bishop with the rook. Then we can plan to capture this bishop with the knight, and then this knight with our rook, and finally uh, the rook, and then the rook again, and then finally it will capture with the knight, and we'll win. So let's do this. So first we can capture the bishop, then we can capture the bishop again, then we can capture the knight, then we can capture the rook, and then rook again, then the rook, and finally the knight. We won. So level 7 is easy as well. So let's move to level 8. Okay. So here, this bishop can only be captured with this knight. and this bishop can capture uh, this knight. But if we will capture this knight with the bishop, then in that case, this knight will not be able to capture the bishop. So we will lose. So we cannot do that. Okay, and this pawn can only be captured with this knight. So we have to capture this pawn using the knight, and then we will capture the rook. So plan is clear. We will capture the rook with our queen, and then finally this queen, and then finally we'll capture the piece here, and we will win. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll first capture it here, then we will capture here, then we will capture the rook, then we can capture the knight, then we can capture the knight, then we can capture the rook, then we can capture the knight, then we can capture the queen, and we won. Okay, so we have completed up to level 8. Let's move to level 9. Let's plan this first. So it seems to be that our e7 have to be the center position, because this bishop can move to here, this rook can move to here, this queen can move to here, and this knight can capture the rook, this rook can capture the queen, and this rook can capture the rook as well. Sorry, bishop as well. Okay, so yeah, fine, let's do then. This will be our plan, and this queen can capture all the remaining pieces. Great. Then first we'll capture the rook using the bishop, then the rook using the knight, then the this one, this one. Let's capture it, and then finally our queen will capture both the queens, and we won. So level 9 is completed as well. So let's move to level 10. Okay. So here king is on the board. So king must be the last piece. Okay. This means we have to cover these pieces, these squares. Okay, so let's do this. So first we can plan to capture the knights using the knights, and then we can plan to capture the knight using the queen. And, okay, but if we are capturing the queen, then there will be no piece to capture this, so we cannot do this. Okay, so first we can capture our knight using the queen, and then this knight using the queen. Then we can capture it. But again, we will stuck because we would not have any piece to capture the queen here. So we can move our queen to g8, and then we can capture the queen using this knight. Yes, and then we can capture this knight using knight here. This is simple. This we can capture with this, and then you can finally capture the queen with our rook, and then we can move it here. This again we can do the same. So the only remaining thing is here. So let's do this first. We can capture this because that's the only option. And then we can capture it with it. Okay, it's very simple now. If we can keep capturing all of this, and then finally the king can capture both the pieces, and we won the level 10. So now let's move to crazy mode for which we are waiting all this time. So see, in crazy mode, it's fairly very difficult because we have lots of pieces and we have to plan very well in advance, and then only we can complete the crazy mode. So stay tuned for this. We will complete the crazy mode in next video, and please like the video if you have liked the content. Please subscribe to the channel. Bye bye for now. See you in the next video.